So it's been 10 days as of recording this video ever since that I did finally finish up the 5 main nights for Five Nights at Freddy's Crime. However, today, as of recording this video, I wanted to return back to this game and finish up Night 6. How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's Crime for this bonus episode as I return back to this game. Now, the last episode I finished up all 5 of the main nights and left off a cliffhanger for Night 6 as, at that point, I was having a bit of trouble with, fending off the puppet. However, recently I did do some sort of practice with Night 6, and I got a bit used to how the puppet does work for Night 6, and so, yeah. For the rest of this episode, it's just only going to be me finally finishing up Night 6. I don't know how many times I did say Night 6 in this intro alone, but yeah, I just wanted to quickly go over what was going on in the last episode. So yeah, that's all of what happened in this episode. Not too much to go back on, aside from, just facing off the puppet again for Night 6. There goes another tally for... the Night 6, tally board. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and pass it on over back to Present Me, as he'll take it away for the rest of the video as he finally finishes up, I finish up Night 6. So yeah, take it away, me, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of this, next bite-sized episode of Five Nights at Freddy's Crime, y'all. Holy crap, I finished up night 6. Let's freaking go. Investigation completed. Wait. Holy crap, that took so long to do, but I finally finished off night 6 for FNAF Crime. So, there's a nightmare mode for this game? Well then, I got myself the second star right on the menu. Wow. Looks like I got myself night 6 of 5 Nights at Freddy's Crime all finished up. So, I wonder what the nightmare mode is going to be like. This could be, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to throw out a guess that maybe for the first half of the night, like from 12 to 3 a.m., all of the, Fazbear Band will attack, and then for the rest of the second half, then the puppet will come out and will attack just like she did on night 6. I don't know. Or maybe it's going to be like a more harder version of night 5 or night 6. I'm just going to have to find that out for myself. So I guessed... So yeah, I've unlocked the nightmare mode for this game. Alright, so I think I'll go ahead and take a peek at this and see what it's going to be like. Alright, so the nightmare mode is right up next. I think this is the final night of the entire game. So, I'm just going to take a look at what the nightmare mode is going to be like here. Oh, and all of the Fazbear Goobers are, attacking for tonight. So I think I need to do this, the same strat like I did for night 5 for the nightmare mode here. I don't know if this is going to be, even more difficult. So yeah, let me just go ahead and lock in a bit more here and see what's going to happen for the rest of the nightmare mode. Yeah, I knew they were going to be throwing in that twist for the nightmare mode, so I guess my first assumption was correct after all. They just had to pull that classic FNAF 4 twist, I see. Oh, so for the nightmare mode, Freddy doesn't do his, solo, so yeah. I guess whenever Freddy freaking turns off the power, then you'll be immediately dead from there. Yeah, I think the nightmare mode might be a bit bugged. Alright, after the puppet finally gets her venting jump scare out of the way, yep, there you go. So yeah, I think you fully exhausted yourself for now, huh? So I think whenever 3 a.m. does reach on over, the camera 2 dining room camera does overlay the Pirate's Cove cameras, so whenever I do switch from cameras 2 to 3 and try to see if the puppet's going to be attacking from Pirate's Cove, as she has Foxy's mechanic by that point, then yeah, I turn to look behind me and I try to use the flash beacon whenever that does happen, but unfortunately, my flash beacon doesn't even freaking work, and so, yeah, the puppet still freaking jump scares me regardless. So I think the nightmare mode is a bit bugged, but then whenever she does take her usual secondary path to the office and has Bonnie or Chica's mechanic active, then yeah, that is not bugged. And so yeah, and yeah, like y'all had seen beforehand, when she did move to camera 5, then yeah, you were able to deal with her normally. But I think whenever she does go to, the Pirates Cove camera, as everything does switch from the first to second phases, then yeah, I think there is a bit of iffiness here and there, only with the Pirates Cove camera, as whenever the puppet does go to camera 3, and yeah, the cameras are a bit bugged, and so you can't even use the flash beacon behind you. Whenever that does, for some reason, happen as the puppet runs to the office, yeah, you can't even, like, flash her in the face. And so, yeah, you're just insta-screwed from there. And even whenever you're trying to turn off the, office lights, whenever that does happen, yeah, you're still gonna get freaking jump scared by the puppet from there. So yeah, I really am happy for making a bit more progress with FNAF Crime, finishing up night 6, and yeah, unlocking the nightmare mode. However, unfortunately, as of now, I think the nightmare mode is a bit bugged for, yeah, the second phase. So yeah, as of now, I am gonna leave off this next episode of FNAF Crime as I finally finished off night 6, and right up until there being some other bug fixes or another patch for this game, I will come back to this game and try my best to finish off the nightmare mode. So yeah, I guess for now, I will leave off this next episode of FNAF Crime. So I guess that was pretty much all it for this next episode of Five Nights at Freddy's Crime, as I finally finished up night 6 and did a couple of attempts of the nightmare mode. However, as of now, like I said before, I think it might be bugged due to that same reason that I did say before a few moments ago. However, yeah, let me just go into night 6 and how the puppet does work, because I know that some of y'all, if y'all do play Five Nights at Freddy's Crime and have sort of trouble with getting through night 6, then yeah, let me just lay down the groundwork of how the puppet actually does work for the, yeah, this game's night 6. So, right as you start up night 6, you can hear the puppet's music box chime in the distance, and that means she does spawn on camera 2, and that's where she will always go back to after you do deal with her away from the office for one of 2 mechanics. So yeah, she can go off to camera 3, and that means she will have Foxy's mechanic active, and she will run over to the office, but then you could turn to look behind you, and well, after you do see her on camera 3, then shut off the cameras as soon as possible and turn behind you, and you can mass spam the spacebar, which is the flash beacon button, a few times until it actually does flash in the puppet's vicinity, and that means and yeah, you can actually see the puppet reel back from the office doorway and then frickin' slam the door shut. And so yeah, I wish that maybe the movements can be a little less sluggish, since the puppet can be a bit quick to deal with for night 6. So yeah, it does take like 1 to 2 seconds to actually turn back around and then surveil the actual cameras to see where the puppet is. So I think to not get freaking immediately jump scared by the puppet, for what I did, I sort of kept track of her on the cameras as much as I can to give her so much of that attention, to throw in Freddy's camera stalling tactic that he does. I don't know if that does work. However, I had gotten a less of a output of getting freaking jump scared by the puppet. So yeah, whenever the puppet does go to camera 4, then she will have like 2 choices of bouncing back to camera 2 and then moving over to camera 3 or 4 again, or then she will proceed on to camera 5, and that means she's about to sneak into your office and, well, have Bonnie or Chica, well, both Bonnie and Chica have the same exact mechanics. So both of their mechanics, or mechanic, active, and so whenever you do hear the door open and the, TV static does start to collect, then yeah, you can actually quickly shut the frickin' power to your office off, and then whenever the puppet does scan the office for a few seconds, she will shut the door again, go back to camera 2, or will immediately move to some other cameras, and then you have to freaking turn back on the office power, and that's how you deal with her whenever she does go to camera 5. So yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but the puppet does sorta, I don't know, become way more aggressive as the night does progress on forward. So, whenever it did reach around a 3 or 4, then I did see that the puppet became way more aggro than before, and I did semi-guess on a couple of times, since I did not know where the freaking puppet did move to next, and so I don't know if she went to cameras 3 or 5 with how fast that she does sometimes move on the camera system. So good thing I did sort of guess a bit, and then did fend off the puppet from attacking me in the office on camera 5 during that one time in, you know, the final victory run from there. And so after I finished up night 6, I finished up my core investigation, even though that there's a bonus nightmare mode to, finish up as well. However, as of now, I think it is bugged. So for the nightmare mode in this game, I do like that FNAF 4-esque sort of twist, as, you know, the first 3 hours were like the main 5 main nights' gameplay loop. You know, just doing the same thing, keeping your eyes on Freddy and doing that whole similar strat like I did from night 5. And then things get switched up right around the midway point of the night as the puppet does become active, and then immediately moves to, yeah, the next couple of cameras. And wow, that did sort of bamboozled me initially. However, I did try my best with, you know, finding where the puppet was going. And yeah, like I said before, she is half bugged. You know, her camera 5 route, it is not bugged, and so you can deal with her normally that way. However, I think once she does go over to camera 3, and you can see the freaking, you know, dining room camera is overlaying the Pirate's Cove camera, and so I think whenever she does move to camera 3, then that bug happens, and then you turn to look behind you, and you try your best to freaking mass spam the flash beacon button, but then yeah, you try to mass spam the freaking flash beacon button, but then yeah, I think the nightmare mode is bugged, and so the puppet jump scares you a couple of seconds later for you having a, not so workable freaking flash beacon device to use against her. So yeah, I think as of now, I don't know if there will be like any other bug fixes or the like for this game, or if the dev had moved on with other stuff, and yeah, that's okay. I will go ahead and leave off this episode of Five Nights at Freddy's Crime, as I did make a bit more progress with finishing up night 6, and got started with the nightmare mode. I don't know, I might return back to it someday, but I'm just gonna have to think about it myself like always, and well, I don't know, I'm just gonna have to think about it myself here. So yeah, I guess that's it for my overall final thoughts on me finishing up night 6 for Five Nights at Freddy's Crime. Yeah, another night, and even more progress has been made for this FNAF fan game, and yeah, I always do love me making some progress, but yeah, that one pesky bug for the second half of the nightmare mode is, you know, sort of throwing me off, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave off this next episode of Five Nights at Freddy's Crime from here. So if anyone has enjoyed this entire next episode, and much shorter one than before, as I finished up night 6 and through some attempts at the nightmare mode. However, as of now, it is bugged, like I keep on reiterating at this point. Then y'all do down there, since all of your amazing, like, comment, and definitely subscribe if y'all haven't already, and hit that bell to be notified of all my future content and streams, because it do sometimes stream my channel, and that's about it. So I'll see you all in the next video or stream. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and yeah, see y'all later.